Hey everybody, so I'm back again with another recap of 90 Day Fiance before the 90 days. So let me first just apologize for getting this recap out so late. I know you guys are like going crazy. You're always wondering where I am throughout the week. Y'all, I'm just super busy. So I really apologize, but I'm glad to be here with you, and I'm so glad that we get together and discuss this season finale. So let's get into it right now. Okay, so this time I think I'm going to start with John and Rachel because I have a lot to talk about with those two, and I just want to make sure I have enough time to get to it all and I don't have to rush through trying to finish up at the end because these two were bringing the foolishness this week. Okay, so it's John and Rachel's wedding week. Rachel has been in England for a few days, and her and John are running around the city trying to plan this wedding in like 4 or 5 days, honey. So they're going to this really cute ring shop somewhere in Western Supermarket Sweep where he lives, and you know, they're talking about the rings. Rachel already has her cubic zirconia engagement ring, but she wants a band to go with it, of course. And then the discussion about men wearing wedding rings ensues, and y'all, every single week from the first time we met John, I said that John was slow. From the first time we actually saw him speak and like interacted with him on the show, I've said that he was slow. And it seems like week after week, he has just confirmed my suspicions every single time, y'all. This man needs his helmet on at all times, and he needs Rachel as his chaperone because he just does not know how the world works. They're talking about wedding rings, and the man's like, well, let me get your ring sizes so we can make sure it's the right fit. And then John's like, well, I have a question. Do a lot of men come in here getting wedding rings? And literally the ring jeweler and Rachel were both staring at him like he had 4 heads, because they had never heard of such. I mean, he didn't know that men wore wedding rings. I don't know what life this man has lived. He was making a big fuss about wanting to wear the ring, not wanting to wear the ring. He didn't want to wear it. He was like, I feel like it would be a big deal. It would be uncomfortable. I'm like, it's one single band of metal that's on your hand. He's like, oh, I feel like I would feel it between my fingers all day. Sir, after an hour, you don't even notice it's on your hand anymore. Like, if you're wearing it every day, you don't even feel it. I wear 86 rings on a daily, and I don't notice not a one of them because I wear them all the time. So, and the thing about it was, a lot of people were real suspicious of him, thinking that, oh, he was trying to be sneaky and slick, like, oh, I'm gonna be pulling all the ladies so I won't wear my wedding ring. I don't even think that was it. Like, I don't even think John was trying to be a player, because if he was a real player who was trying to cheat on his wife while she's back in America, he would not ask, do people wear it? He just wouldn't wear it. Like, nobody's going to send out the signal, hey, I'm gonna be cheating on you. Not real players. So I don't think that that was even it. I think he's just slow and like didn't realize that people wore wedding rings like it's normal. He said he had never been to a wedding. I don't know what kind of world this man has lived in, but he need his helmet on and strap it on tight. Oh my God, I don't even know. Like, Rachel was looking at him crazy, Lucy was looking at him crazy, the ring man was looking at him crazy. Everybody was confused because this man was saying he didn't want to wear a ring, and I'm like, dude, like, what is it doing to you? Like, I don't understand what the whole ring situation was about. But I honestly don't think it was I'm trying to be smooth and like not wear my ring so I can keep pulling girls. I don't think that's what he's doing. I really think he's just slow and like doesn't realize that people wear wedding rings. He says he's never been to a wedding, so he didn't even know about the ring exchange that goes on at a wedding. We're gonna keep John lifted up in prayer. This man, I mean, was he concerned? I guess he thought if I get in a fist fight, I don't want the ring to, you know, slow me down or something. I don't know what the deal was with the ring. I don't understand it. I mean, I don't get it.
I just spilled tea on myself. Yeah, that's what I get for talking with a teacup. Shoot.
I mean, that was just a weird scene altogether. I've never seen somebody who did not know that people wore wedding rings on a daily. I have never seen somebody who says they've never been to a wedding. Even if you've never been to a wedding, you've seen a wedding on TV. Like, everybody knows what a wedding entails. Like, you're British. Did you not watch the royal weddings? I mean, just, you've seen a wedding at some point in your 34 years of life. You can't tell me you haven't. I don't know. I don't know. So fast forward a little bit later, and John and Rachel are cooking breakfast, and he says he has something real important and scared to tell Rachel. And I'm like, oh Lord, what happened now? So he proceeds to tell Rachel a couple days before they get married that he is in debt to the tune of 30,000 pounds, which equates to $50,000 from student loans from a school that he didn't even get to graduate from because he was bashing people's faces in and got kicked out. So you got all this student loan debt and no degree to show for it. On top of that, to get the whole week off for the wedding, this man had to quit his job. Now, I understand that there are jobs out there that like you don't get leave time. You know, that whole building up leave time, that's not a common thing. You got to have a good job to build up leave time where you could take a whole week off consecutive 7 days, unless you're like a teacher and it's summertime or something like that. I get that. You know, not everybody's job is flexible like that. I know he's a trash collector, and you know, I don't know their schedule. So him not getting the whole week off really wasn't strange to me. It was the fact that he was like, okay, well, I'm gonna just quit, because if you won't let me off for a week for my wedding, then I can't come to work no more. I'm like, could he not have worked that out some kind of way to where he was still going to work and kind of let Rachel handle things on her own during the day, and he would come home and help her in the evening, or whatever his schedule was? Could he not have worked it out? Why did he have to quit his job? And here's the thing about these two. See, Rachel want to run down this aisle and make a new daddy for her baby, but she don't really know this man, because there is absolutely no reason why 2 days before you get married, you just not finding about this man's financial situation, that he's in all this debt. Why is this news to you when y'all about to get married? Like, this is something that should have already been discussed. And this is the problem that I have with this whole Disney movie, fairy tale, happily ever after story that they're trying to play out, because they don't know each other. They literally have run down this aisle because she wants to give Lucy a daddy so bad, and she don't really know this man. And this man ain't got no money or no job. I guess they got love. I guess they're gonna pay the bills with love. They gonna eat love. Like, I don't know. So what do you plan to do? Like, Rachel don't have a pot to pee in, no window to throw it out, and neither does John. He peeing in his mama pot and throwing it out her window. I don't understand how these two are supposed to pay for a whole visa process to get him to come to America, because that's not free. So I don't understand what they're gonna do about this money situation. He says that he gonna get another job, but it would have been easier to not leave the one you had. Like, just tell Rachel, hey, I can't get a week off. You can come, we can get married on a Saturday or something. I'll have to help you in the evening, but I gotta go to work in the morning because they won't let me off. Like, it's not, I don't understand why quitting was the resort. Like I said, he needed his helmet on, strap it on tight, because the man is slow. So fast forward again, and you know, it's wedding day, and John and baby Lucy are getting ready together, and it was just the cutest little scene. Baby Lucy is just, oh, she's just so cute and adorable. She's just the cutest little thing. And he was getting her ready while Rachel was getting ready, and I don't know who the lady was that did Rachel's hair and makeup, but no. I feel like on your wedding day, one or two things should happen. You should either just look like yourself, or you should be beat down, honey, to the gods. Like, there is no in between. And I feel like the lady who did Rachel's makeup just did like a poor makeup job. And I'm like, I would have rather seen Rachel with no makeup on, honestly, and like her hair done how it normally is, because her curls, those extensions they put in, they didn't look like human hair. They looked very like kind of waxy when they got curled. I don't know, they look like they melted slightly. I don't know what that hair was, but they had added some hair in because it was like different colors. I don't know what was going on. Her hair, her makeup, I didn't like it. It looked bad. I would have rather her not wear anything, or you need to be beat down, honey. Like, there is no bad makeup on your wedding days. Anyway, her dress looked nice. I don't know where she got the dress from, because the dress she tried on in Albuquerque she couldn't afford it. So she got a dress from somewhere. I don't know. The wedding was cute though. You know, they said their vows. John actually wrote and read his own vows. I don't know if he did that on his own, but they were very well put together sentences. And I was very impressed. So I was like, I don't know who wrote these words for John, but he read them very well, like he wrote them himself. So maybe, you know, his slowness is not, you know, like maybe it's not like a reading and writing type slow. Maybe it's just a life type slow. Because he read and wrote very well. Those vows were very well written. Rachel's was sweet. It was a sweet wedding. It was real cute. You know, they cried and, you know, whatever. Really emotional. And they seem like they love each other. But it's just a lot of underlying problems going on here. And you know, I forgot to talk about the dinner. So yeah, they had the little pre-wedding party at, I don't know, some restaurant, some sports bar, honey. It was real, you know, regular Applebee's. They showed up and the family was there, and it was a lot of women there. I was real confused because John swore up and down like he didn't want it to be all men there, and that's why he invited his ex to try to balance out the woman to man ratio. There was a whole slew of women at that party. It was mostly women. I think I saw one man. So I don't know if like all the people he invited just didn't come, or he expected there to be a bunch of guys and they just didn't show. But I was confused because I didn't see any men. But the ex didn't show, thank God. They kept putting the camera on this real pretty girl, and Rachel was eyeing her, honey, giving her the side eye, looking her up and down. And then John finally introduces her as his cousin. So all is well in the world. The ex didn't come, which is really good because I didn't want her to come anyway. I felt like that was going to be unnecessary drama that we did not need. But yeah, I mean, the whole argument between John and Rachel this week, I really didn't think that that was anything of note, because I've seen enough seasons of Bridezillas to know that the week leading up to your wedding is a stressful time, and people don't act like themselves always, and they're gonna have arguments, and that's what couples do. They're gonna fight. I don't expect them to not have an argument. I mean, as long as John ain't dotting her I, whatever, they're gonna fuss, they're gonna fight. But yeah, the wedding was beautiful. You know, they Skyped her family in. It was real cute. You know, I'm happy for them, but honey, this coin situation, we got to work this out, because I don't know what they're gonna do about these coins, pounds, whatever. But yeah, that's between her and her husband now. So, but that's it for them two. Let's move on to the next couple. All right, so next we're going to move right along to a couple that nobody cares about, Marta and Daya. This week, basically, we found out the inevitable. We knew it was coming. Daya and Marta are no longer a couple. He kind of backed out. She has not heard from him. He just stopped all communication. She thinks it's because of the religious thing. I don't really know why, and I honestly don't care. You know, the religious thing was like... I mean, it was something that he really wanted to put up a fight about, and she really wanted to put up a fight about. Neither one of them wanted to bend on it. So I didn't see how that relationship was going to work. I know some of you in the comments saying that Muslims can marry whoever they want, and that's fine and great. I'm sure Muslims can marry whoever they want, and I'm sure those marriages and relationships, if y'all know anybody, or if you are someone who's Muslim, or you're married or dating someone who's Muslim and you're not, and it works for y'all, then that's great. But you know, I'm commenting on this TV show. And according to this TV show, this Muslim guy wanted to marry a Muslim woman. He was not going to be like, well, just because I'm Muslim doesn't mean she has to be. That's not what he was saying. He was saying she had to be. So I don't know why people want to comment and say, you know, Muslims don't have to marry other Muslims. Apparently that guy, he does. So that's what I'm referring to, is him and this show. So whatever y'all do in y'all personal life is great, amazing. And fantastic that there are plenty of Muslims who don't force their religion on their partners, and I don't think anybody should force a religion on their partner. I think that's an individual choice. But you know, it wasn't gonna work, and it didn't. And she sits down with her mom and tells her, and her mom basically said she knew it and he wasn't a good man. And now Marta's saying he's not a good man, which just last week she was trying to convince them that he was a good man. This girl is dumb, and I think she just wanted to get on TV, honestly, to help her stripping career. I don't know if she thought maybe if people saw her Instagram followers numbers would go up, and maybe she would get more dollars thrown on her Wednesday night matinee show that I'm sure she strips at. I don't know what else to say about them. I'm glad that their relationship is over. I didn't want them to be on the show in the first place. I don't know why they were here, but yeah, that's it for Marta and Daya. Let's move on to the next couple. Okay, so next is Tariq and Hazel. So Tariq and Hazel are engaged now, and they are coming back from their little getaway vacation away from Dean. You know, they went to their own little private island. I can't remember what the name of the island is. Y'all forgive me. But they're coming back now, and of course Dean is waiting for them in Manila. And they walk up, you know, to go meet him after they land, and Hazel's acting all scared, honey, and nervous, because, you know, she's scared of Dean because Dean knows what's up, and she's scared that Dean is gonna blow her cover. So she tries to avoid Dean at all costs, but you know, it's the inevitable. They gotta see him, he's still there. So they walk up, and you know, Dean's acting like, you know, what's going on with y'all? You know, he's being his usual extra over the top self. And finally Tariq, you know, shows him the ring, and he's like, dang, you know, okay. And he kind of is upset, but at the same time he's like, this is my brother and I love him. And I actually understand that, because I have a sibling, and it's like, you know, sometimes let your sibling make those decisions that you don't agree with in order to keep the relationship intact. Like, you just have to kind of be like, okay, you know, if you want to marry this girl, fine. I'm not gonna keep fighting you on it because I love you and I'm your brother and I want our relationship to be good. So I feel like Dean was being real mature. He said he was gonna, you know, he said he's got a little window between the time they actually get married, so he's gonna try to use that time to talk some sense into him, but he's not gonna keep beating this dead horse. And I totally agree with that. It's not gonna do any good to keep trying to beat it into Tariq's head that this girl is basically just with him for money and a better life. And, you know, Dean said that was the first chunk of change that she got out of him, was that rock, and it is. And, you know, that's just more to come. You know, this is her life now, and, you know, it's much better than the one she's been living. So later, Hazel and Tariq are back at their Airbnb or whatever that is that they were staring at. And Tariq is packing up because he's leaving the next day. And Hazel just looks distraught, honey. She looks, I mean, she already doesn't show emotion, but her face is longer than Eeyore's. I mean, she just looks so sad. So they cut to her confessional, and the producer asks her, you know, what are you going to do after Tariq leaves? And she's like, I don't know. And they're like, is there something that you have to tell him? And she was like, I'm going to be homeless. And the producer asked her, does Tariq know that? And she says no. And they're having the conversation while he's packing, and he's talking about how he doesn't want to leave her, and she just looks so sad. He thinks she's just sad because he's leaving, but no, she's sad because after he leaves, she has nowhere to go. She was staying with her niece, but the house is very crowded and they just don't have room for her. And so she tells Tariq this, and Tariq's like, oh no, well, my baby, you're my fiance, we're getting married. Like, my woman is not going to be homeless. And so he looks up right then and there some apartments, and he says, in this building, I'm going to get you an apartment. I'm going to go down there and get everything taken care of. And tomorrow, all you have to do is go get the keys. And I am just dumbfounded. I mean, this girl, Hazel, needs to start her own school for single women on how to get this ring, how to get this coin. I'm just like taking notes, because this girl has literally showed this man no affection, like hardly at all. I mean, she just now, she's kind of like, oh, I love you and stuff like that. But I'm like, she really only started showing him affection after she got the ring, and after he started like, I mean, of course, I love you. You making sure I'm not homeless. Like, yeah, I love you too, dude. Like, he's paying bills. Like, I need to learn her ways, because apparently if you show no emotion to a man, you don't act like you like him at all, you don't even want to give him a kiss, a hug, a touch, a nothing, you keep that nickel between your knees, honey, and keep it clink clink locked down, apparently you get rings and apartments and bills paid. I mean, Tariq is paying bills, y'all. Bills. He's not just talking. Talk is cheap, honey. These bills need to be paid, okay? I need somewhere to stay. What you gonna do? Like, I'm literally with my pen and paper like, yes, okay, show no emotion. Yes, check. Okay, no physical contact. Yes, got it, Hazel. What's next? Then, once you get the ring, then you start acting a little lovey-dovey, right? But then you have some other thing come up where you need help, okay? And then that's when you drop the bomb on him that you homeless and you don't have nothing. And then he's going to pay those bills. So I am shocked at how this girl played this game so very well. I mean, she needs to start a class. I'm trying to learn her ways, because I ain't never in my life seen nobody be that aloof toward a man and then he buy her an apartment. Fast forward later, you know, they're at the airport, they're saying goodbye. Hazel's talking about how much she loves Tariq and that she's gonna miss him, and they're kissing and hugging and whatever. It was real sweet. But my thing is, yeah, of course she loves you now that you done bought her a ring and bought her an apartment and are paying her rent, apparently. Like, I don't know. I mean, she could have fallen in love with him over this trip, you know, whatever. I don't think so. I think that Hazel, you know, was keeping him at arm's length for a while to try to feel him out, to see if he was really going to be what he said he was. Like, he probably talked a big game when he was in America, talking about all this stuff he was going to do. And so I think she kept him at arm's length and was like, no, I need to make sure that you have the coin to back up what you told me that you were going to do. And I need to be sure that you're going to take me up out of this life of poverty into a life of luxury in America. And until then, I'm not studying you. Like, that's basically that was Hazel's whole MO. And it worked. It worked like a charm. I mean, she kept Tariq engaged by treating him like crap, basically, and acting like she didn't care nothing about him. So, you know, I got all my notes written down and I'm ready for my ring in my apartment. That's it for Hazel and Tariq. So let's move on to the next couple. Okay, so let's move right along to another couple that I'm slowly starting to care nothing about as well, and that is Ricky and Jimena. This week, Ricky and Jimena, I've really just gotten worn out with this couple, honestly. I mean, they had a little drama a couple weeks ago with him telling her about Melissa and her being all upset, and I thought that was really, you know, great TV to watch. But now that they're engaged, I honestly just really don't care about them or their relationship. I don't care if they get married. I don't care if they still talk. I really just don't care anything about them. Like, I don't care about Ricky and his whole shadiness with his wife and all the stuff that's going on. I honestly, if he's still married, okay, whatever. I really just don't care about Ricky. I don't. I mean, I have, like, my interest in this whole storyline of his has really just gone down like exponentially as the show has continued, and it's the season finale and I'm just empty. I'm on empty with Ricky and Jimena. I mean, they're engaged now. Ricky's wife sent Jimena a message saying that he, you know, told her that the relationship with Jimena was not serious, and then all of a sudden he pops up engaged. So she's messaging the girl, I guess, to be messy or petty, or I don't know why she messaged the girl. I don't know what her purpose is, but of course Ricky is singing the same song as Tariq, basically saying, oh, I have to hide you so that, you know, they won't threaten me with kids. That's everybody's baby mom apparently, is the if you start dating another woman you can't see your child type. And so everybody's trying to hide their fiancés from their baby mamas because they don't want their kids to get taken away or their rights to get taken away or whatever. They don't want to be problems. And you know, I feel like that's a cop out, honestly. Whatever, you have to move on with your life at some point. If she threatens to take the kids away, she can't. Like, legally she can't. So I feel like that's a weak argument. And you know, Jimena was mad, but Jimena be getting mad, but she don't really be mad for real. So that's why I'm like, I don't care. Like, she gets mad at him for stuff. Like, she got mad and they had a discussion about it, and he said he was sorry, he kissed her hand, and then they be talking again. So I'm like, okay, why do I care? If y'all just gonna make up, you gonna get mad and you gonna cry and he gonna go right back to him. I'm done with y'all. Like, I don't care. They, you know, she tried to act like she was all mad in the car riding to the airport when they were leaving, like, oh, I don't want to be up on you, and she act like she had an attitude. But then as soon as they got to the, you know, airport and were saying goodbye, they crying and kissing and hugging. So my thing, whatever with Ricky and Jimena, I honestly do not care, not one little bit. Whatever they want to do is fine with me. If he's still married and this is all a scam, fine, whatever. I honestly don't care. I really don't. Like, I'm done. I'm done with them. Let's move on to the next couple. Okay, so next is Paul and Carini, and once again, I have a bone to pick with Paul and Carini on their timelines. So as we know, last week, Carini lost her baby. It was really sad, really hard to watch. And so Carini is still in the hospital in this episode to go through her surgery and everything, and Paul can't be there because I think they can only have like one person at the hospital or something. I don't know, but her mom's there with her. And Paul is staying at a hotel, I guess. I don't know where Paul was. Was he in a hotel or was he at his apartment? I couldn't tell. Their apartment kind of looks like a hotel because they don't have any paint on the walls, like everything's white. But wherever he was just laying on this bed with no sheets on it. And that's just so dusty and nasty and country. Like, where are you? Even if you're at home, I've never in my life got on that bed with no sheets on it. Like, Paul is so grungy and just grimy. Like, I question his hygiene, like his hygiene habits. Like, I don't know. Paul seemed like one of the type of people who don't wear deodorant, who like don't bathe every day because they say you don't have to take a bath every day. Like, he don't ever wash his hair probably. And who lay on the bed with no sheets? Like, you just on bare mattress? That really freaked me out, and I was like, what is happening? Why are there no sheets on this bed? Carini's coming back, so Paul is back at his apartment, I suppose. I don't even know where he is. It's really confusing with them two. He is cleaning up. He bought some flowers. It was real nice. He's sweeping up. There's garbage everywhere in the bedroom. Oh my God, I almost had a panic attack because I can't stand clutter. Like, I'm not a neat freak. Like, I'm not germaphobe. Like, it doesn't have to be spotless all the time, but I can't do junk piled up in corners and pushed, because I feel like something's under there. Like, I need to see my floor. I need to see corners. I need to see up under stuff, because I feel like that's where rodents and bugs like to hide, is in piles of stuff. So when I saw that big pile of clothes and unicorns and whatever else, I just wanted to go clean it up. I wanted to go put it in little nooks and cubbies, neatly stacked and folded, because I just felt like there are bugs and rats up under that pile. But anyway, he's doing the best he can. Carini comes back home, and was this actually the day that Carini got discharged from the hospital? Because Carini looked like she had not been through nothing. She had on her yellow bright peplum top, honey. She looked dressed to the nines. I'm like, did you just get discharged from the hospital? Like you just came from dinner with your girlfriends. But okay. I don't know what's going on with their timelines, but I don't know if TLC is trying to put the wool over our eyes with this and try to make it seem like stuff is going on that actually did happen, but not when they're saying it happened. Because I would think that someone who just miscarried their baby and is coming home from the hospital, I would literally have on a blanket and like a hoodie and be like, don't talk. Like, she was dressed, and I just thought that was strange that she would be that dressed up coming from the hospital. I don't think that's the day she actually came from the hospital. I think they just was like, we just gonna film today, and we just gonna say you back from the hospital. So she sees her flowers, and she gets in the bed, and she's crying, and Paul's trying to console her. And now all of a sudden, Carini's all lovey-dovey with Paul. Just last week, she wanted to divorce him. She wanted to raise this baby on her own with her and her mama, and he could go back to the United States. That was just last week. But now, after she's had the miscarriage, she has apparently had a change of heart, and she loves Paul and doesn't want him to go anywhere, and they're going to get through this together. It's us and them against the world. Whatever, fine. I mean, it's a little flip-floppy, a little wishy-washy, but, you know, hey, good for them. If y'all going to be together, be together. Paul proceeds to tell Carini, while she's grieving over the loss of their child, that they have no more money, and he has to go back to the United States to work for, he said, a couple months. I don't know what money you're gonna save up in 2 months. Like, at best, you could probably save, let's just be real, like, I'm giving him the real benefit of the doubt here. Let's say, hypothetically, in 2 months, he could save $1,000. And that's generous. That's a generous estimation. Because that's not including you eating, living, you know what I mean, like expenses. So let's just say, because I don't know what job Paul plans to do when he gets back home that's making him all this money that he can save up in 2 months and fly right back to Brazil. $1,000. How long is $1,000, even American money, gonna last you in Brazil? Like, are you planning to go back to the United States every 3 or 4 months for a month or two? Because $1,000 is not gonna last you that long. Paul, who goes to the United States for 2 months talking about, I'm gonna go make a little money? What you about to do, sell drugs? Like, what are you doing that's making enough money to live on in Brazil for a substantial amount of time in 2 months? I'm confused. I don't know what Paul's plan is. Neither one of these fools have a plan. Oh, Carini is real sad, honey, because she doesn't want Paul to leave. She was just telling him he could leave, but now she doesn't want him to leave because she just lost the baby and she's gonna feel alone. And I'm like, girl, don't you have a whole family that was just over here eating food last week? But okay. Paul's like, well, I have to go. So Paul's packing up to go back to the United States so he can make some coin. And Carini is just sad because once again, Carini thinks that Paul is not going to return. Every time Paul goes to the United States, Carini think he's not gonna come back, even though he married you. Even though he came back the first time. I don't know why she thinks every time he goes, he's not gonna come back for her. Clearly this man is invested, Carini. He's coming back. So here's my bone that I have to pick with them about the timelines. So Carini supposedly just lost her baby. She just got back from the hospital in this episode we're watching. Just got back from the hospital, right? As soon as she gets back from the hospital, Paul has to leave to go back to the United States. Now, I don't know how much time passed in between him telling her this and him actually leaving, but it all happened in the same episode, which is why I'm confused about the timeline, because as we know, sorry, this is a spoiler, Carini is currently pregnant. I've heard pregnant with twins. Either way, currently pregnant. Right now, in October 2018, the girl is pregnant. When did Paul leave? When did she get pregnant again? Because if immediately after you miscarry a baby, I know y'all aren't having sex because your body's healing. You need a little time, okay? So on the day that he told her he had to go back to the United States to make money, literally in the same episode, we see him packing up and leaving to come to America for a couple months. When did Carini get pregnant again with the new baby that she has now? I'm so confused. If Paul went back to the United States and then came back to Brazil, like he was gone for 2 months and came back, so I guess she immediately got pregnant when he got back. When was this? When did this get filmed? How are these people getting pregnant so quickly? I mean, Carini is probably currently, let's just say for instance, Carini is currently 7 months pregnant. Okay, I don't know this. I'm just estimating. Let's just say Carini is 7 months pregnant. Okay, it is October. So 7 months ago would have been March. Okay, so Carini, let's just say hypothetically, Carini conceived the baby February, March. Okay, this was filmed probably late last year, maybe, I'm guessing. So let's say Paul got back to Brazil from his trip to go make money after 2 months in February, March. That would mean that he would have been gone all of January and all of February. So that means that he would have left Brazil right after Christmas. Let's just say, for instance, he left right after Christmas to come back home, or he left around Christmas. Maybe he wanted to spend, or maybe he, spent Christmas with Carini's family and then he dipped out to go to the United States. Mean that Carini, when that would mean that she would have had to lose the old baby around what, this time last year, October-ish. So have y'all been filming them since September or something of last year? Have y'all been filming this since last summer? Like, are y'all literally filming in August of 2017? Is that when y'all were filming? Like, these months are not adding up for me, and I'm real confused. And I don't understand how this girl had time to let her body heal. Paul left for 2 months. He came back. She got pregnant, and now she's pregnant again. Y'all, something going on with these dates. Then every time Paul leaves, she be crying, talking about she don't think he coming back. I think Carini got a stand-in boyfriend. I think Carini has an old faithful, and everybody know what the old faithful is. That's the one where when you in a relationship, he goes away. Y'all don't talk because you with your man, right? But as soon as your man leaves, who you call? Old faithful, right? Because, of course, you don't want to start talking to nobody new. Nobody has time for that. No, I'm going to call him old faithful. It's familiar. I know him, okay? My man is gone for a few months in America doing God knows what with God knows who. I don't know what he's doing. I don't even know if he's coming back. So you my old faithful boo. You are my, constant, steady, go-to guy for when I'm alone or when my man is gone. I think that's what Carini has. She got to. Something ain't right here. It's a fly in this here buttermilk. And I'm really like, if I weren't in grad school, like I would literally be trying to get to the bottom of this, but I got other research to do. But this is something that, you guys should really research this if you have time, because it doesn't make sense. And I'll be glad when I'm past January exams and I can just get on my computer and try to just conspiracy theory to my heart's content, because I don't understand how the baby she lost and the baby she got now, Paul's, if he jumping jets to America every few months. But that's it for Paul and Carini. Let's move on. So next is Jessie and Darcy. Jessie and Darcy, I don't want to talk about them for too long because I feel like we have already given them way too much attention and they need to go away. So where it left off, Darcy and Jessie apparently went their separate ways, but they didn't. Jessie thinks he's a good guy. He is just as bad as Ricky, where he thinks he's a good guy. He thinks he's doing the right thing, and he is a douche of all douchebags. He is such a jerk. So he keeps like gaslighting Darcy, like doing this stuff and then making her feel like she's crazy. Oh my God, this man is sinister. It's really like emotionally abusive, like at this point. And I'm sick of him, and I'm sick of her, and I'm sick of them. Texted her and was like, oh, well, you know, she's talking in the car. They're both planning this because she's like, I don't want to go home yet because I don't want my girls to see me like this. And I'm like, you don't even live with your kids. They not going to see you. Oh, I didn't want her to go home in that state that she was in. It's not safe for. I'm like, she's riding a train and riding an Uber. She's not driving. How is it unsafe for her to go home in the state she's in if she's just got to sit for a couple hours? So he texts her and says she can come to his hotel room and have her room, or have his room. And she goes, of course, because she is just a masochist. And, you know, he comes and acts like he's the knight in shining armor, Prince Charming, to get her bags and open the door for her. And, are you okay? Oh, I just wanted to check on you. I just did this out of love. They keep saying I do this out of love. Y'all don't love each other. Stop. Can we stop this? I'm tired. You know, they're being real passive aggressive. They start arguing. Darcy starts yelling and they going back and forth. Whatever. I'm spending way too much time on this. And it's his own room, like on a couple floors down. And so the next day, you know, Darcy's getting ready, honey. She has on her Rhythm Nation Janet Jackson jacket. She has on her Gucci headband because it's a little chilly in New York. And she's just getting dressed, honey. And they're interviewing both of them. And they both tell different accounts of what happened the night before. And let me tell you what I think. So Darcy said that, you know, she was just chilling in her room and Jessie came up to the room and they started talking and then they got intimate and they had sex and then he left. Jessie said that he went up to the room and Darcy was laid out on the floor, honey, just crying, talking about she just want to be loved, and he felt bad for her and he wanted to give her comfort because he does care for this girl even though they're not a good fit for each other. And, you know, he just comforted her and then he left at like 1 a.m., you know, to go back to his room. Here's what I think about the two stories, because I know y'all are going to ask me, who do I think was telling the truth? I think both of them were telling the truth and both of them were lying. I think that they were putting pieces of the story together, the parts that they wanted to tell to make themselves look good and leaving out the parts that make themselves look bad. I think that Jessie was telling the truth when he said he came in and Darcy was laid out on the floor. Y'all tell me y'all can't see Darcy doing that. Darcy is a drama queen. That's all Darcy does, is be dramatic. That's all she's done this entire time. In the street and crying, and she's emotional and she's a drama queen. I totally see him, you know, her texting him talking about I don't want to live anymore without you, and him coming to check on her and she laid out on the floor. I totally see that happening. I think that Darcy was telling the truth when she said she was just chilling in the room calm. No, Darcy's not calm. That was a lie. She just told that lie to make herself look good. That they had sex. I believe it. I believe Darcy. I think that they did. And when the producer asked Jessie, did they, he looked like he was lying. I mean, I'm just being honest. He was like, what? No, what? Well, no, why would I do that? No. Like, dude, come on. Like, come on. Lying a little bit to make themselves look a little better, but I think that Darcy was laid out on the floor and I think they did have sex, but who cares? I'm glad to be done with them. She says she's done. He went back to Amsterdam, thank God. I'm just over this whole relationship. It needed to end last season. Thank God that they're done, and I hope they're actually done. Like, I hope they're done for real, because I don't want this anymore. I don't want this in my life. Let's move on to the last couple. Angela and Michael. So we're wrapping up their trip together in Nigeria, and you know, Angela's packing up her stuff and she's getting ready to go, and it's kind of sad. You know, Michael seems like he's really sad for her to be leaving. It just, you know, whatever. I mean, I don't dislike Angela and Michael. I don't love them as a couple. I know what it is. Like, they both admitted that, you know, they know pretty much that Michael's just trying to get to America, so whatever works for them, fine, whatever. So, you know, they get to the airport and they're just hugging and kissing and that was, I just didn't need all that. But, you know, Michael was crying. Well, he was wiping his eyes. I didn't see any tears, but he, you know, pulled out his little rag and wiped the corners of his eyes a couple times as if he was crying that Angela was leaving. And she kept calling him my husband and girl, whatever. And, you know, it was a sweet goodbye. They did seem like they actually did, like, I could tell that they actually did like each other. I don't like using the word love because that's just a little much. But they did seem like they actually liked each other, and he was actually sad to see her go. I think he was more sad to see her go because he's now worried that, you know, if something might go wrong while they're not together, then his ticket to America to meet Donald Trump will be, you know, gone in the wind. And so, you know, Michael says that he's going to work on himself while Angela is away to be the man that she wants him to be. And I'm like, okay. Him to stay off social media, and he tells her, you know, you need to quit smoking, and she basically told him to kiss her grits, that wasn't going to happen. And, you know, it's not going to happen, Michael. So you can give that fight up. But I think he's kind of giving up on that because he knows that he's going to America, so I think he can live. Later in the episode, when Angela lands back in the States, she tried to use her debit card, and it declined. She calls the bank. The bank says that she has $1 in her bank account. And she calls Michael. Michael is apparently in the middle of an interview with TLC producers, and he can't answer his phone. So she calls the producers and is like, get this man on the phone right now. Get him on the phone now. And on the phone, and he's like, baby, what's going on? What happened? And she's just like, Michael, why is there no money in my account? Money in my account. Where is my money, Michael? And shocked. Like, Michael genuinely looked surprised. He was like, what is happening? And I think it's like there's that language barrier there, because sometimes Angela talks really fast and her accent's really thick, and I don't think Michael understands what she's saying. So she says that she gave Michael her bank card because the ATMs in Nigeria are confusing, and he was supposed to take out 300, and apparently he took out 900. It said that he took out 300 3 times.
And, you know, I'm sorry if his barking isn't really loud, but my windows are open. So he's going to be like, 9 to 5. But, yeah, so.
Denies it. He was like, why would I take your money? No, you know, I don't know. Like, I didn't do this. Like, we need to call the bank. We need to get the summary. And Angela's like, we don't need to get a summary. Like, I'm telling you right now, I already called them. I called customer service. It says $1 in there. And, you know, Michael's just like, I don't know. And she gets mad. She tells him, just go F off. She doesn't want anything to do with him. She hangs up. And Michael is sweating bullets, honey, because he sees his American dream slipping away and he doesn't know what happened. Here's my thing. Do I think that Michael stole money from Angela? You know what? I actually don't think he did. And you guys might think he did. I don't think he did. I don't think he would be that stupid to do it in that way. Like, to do it so soon after she left, to do it right when they're together, looking each other in the face. Like, if anything, he would try to scam her out of money by asking her for money, like, oh, somebody's sick, oh, I can't pay a bill, oh, I can't do this or that, I need you to send me some money. Like, that's usually how people scam. I just don't see Michael being that stupid to just, let me swipe real quick and she won't notice. I don't know. He might have taken it. Honestly, I don't think he stole it. I don't know what happened. I don't know because, you know, sometimes when your money's across internationally, it maybe have made a mistake. Maybe the bank in Nigeria. I don't know. But I don't think that Michael purposefully took $900 out of her account and pocketed $600 and took out the $300 and gave her the. I just don't think he did. I could be wrong, but I don't think he did. I don't think he's that dumb. I don't think he's that stupid. That's stupid. That's like a rookie move. And I just don't think, if he's been playing this long con, like he has been talking to this woman for over a year, and for her to get there and him to take $600, like, that's, to me, that's like a short con move. Like, now